Oh, calm down, dude. I mean, at least you didn't turn into an ugly freak this time. Mostly because you were already a monstrosity, but the point still stands. Our penultimate episode to this series, unfortunately, opened with an extended recap of the last. Yeah, honestly, you can just skip past the opening if you just want to get right into the action, which you should want to do, as this is pretty much just a Yu Yoshiyama showcase episode. Like, obviously, I don't think everything was done just by her, otherwise there would be a lot more skipped frames, but she is credited as one of this episode's storyboarders and directors, and all of these battle sequences at least have her fingerprints on them. The art director was Tae Ando, who has a lot fewer credits than her, but has seemingly worked alongside Yoshiyama back in Otona Precure. I'm assuming he handled the non-battle scenes, like showing the reactions of everyone across the globe, from the Maho girl's hometown to Times Square to some guys in an undisclosed war. Yeah, can we just move on? I said let's move on! But yeah, as I was saying, the action this week was really damn good. Like I said last week, how the epic saying did help to sell things, as the Precure were fighting in outer space with a bunch of destructible objects all around them to bounce off of and smash into. Like seriously, this one episode pretty much seemed like it was trying to make up for all the lack of straightforward action scenes in Wonderful. Which you can learn my exact opinions of through this convenient little compilation of all of our short reviews that we recently released, shameless plug. But yeah, the girls just went all in from Kota, trying to pull a Saint Martha, which doesn't work quite as well without a giant turtle dragon to Ora Ora onto. To Mirai, somehow being able to run on ice, I'm guessing Naruto running helps to balance things out, though it doesn't really do any favors for her hands. But yeah, you could really tell which parts of this battle were specifically done by Yu Yoshiyama, like pretty much any time when the details just went full JoJo, complete with creepy red eyes, as though our heroine suddenly turned into Dio. Honestly, I kind of wish we could do more Diamond is Unbreakable references with these reviews. But yeah, there was just too much amazing Sakuga to point out without being copyright claim, so I'll just point out one of Yoshiyama's typical freeze frame Easter eggs and encourage you to watch it for yourself because it's pretty damn amazing. Anyway, during all the fighting, the villain, of course, tried to gaslight our heroines into believing that he was doing everyone a favor by trapping them in their past where they wouldn't have to relive the suffering of inevitably going their separate ways again. Because even if the worlds are reconnected, time waits for no one, and the Maho girls will likely have to go their separate ways for various reasons. However, Mirai correctly pointed out that it was through their hardships that great miracles were born, which, yeah, kind of ties in with this classic line from Captain Kirk.
I don't want my pain taken away, I need my pain!
Ultimately, we can only truly live when we accept the sad moments, as they make those happy moments that we strive for all the more meaningful, which Mirai said she did just that by trying her hardest to be reunited with Liko, which said waifu correctly pointed out that she actually did pretty much all the labor, but I guess you could say Mirai was there with her in spirit. Yeah, let's go with that. And with that, we got our final Yoshiyama remixed animation with the Alexandrite sequence, though it's probably not fair to compare these sequences, as the new one doesn't involve a toy that's no longer being sold, so it's pretty much a brand new sequence that on its own is just more Yu Yoshiyama goodness. That said, I guess they kind of needed the power of Cinderella, as their attack didn't stop the evil time pooch who completed his plan. Yeah, that's often the issue with these Precure finales. They usually hold off on some of the most important twists at the very end, and even then, they're not exactly all that worth it. But yeah, not only was he able to statuefy the entire Earth, but seemingly the entire universe, as Yamo was also restatued, so like, is he going to contribute anything after seemingly betraying the Maho girls last week? Because if he doesn't do anything, then that just kind of means he legit betrayed them for no real reason. We'll see, I guess. Also, while we saw what Mirai's parents turned into, I'm assuming her mom wants to have another kid, Granny's statue form remained mysterious, so maybe that'll also play into the final episode. Until then though, we just got a whole lot of something, to say the least. I mean, I think the Maho girls end up getting statuified together, and thus ended up sharing a bunch of memories together, and it all just kind of became rather cryptic. Okay, did Hideaki Anno take over this finale? Because it's getting just a tad bit weird. Like, seriously, not only is some of this becoming a little too artsy for its own good, but even the plan was looking a little Third Impact-ish. Granted, I did kind of appreciate the symbolism of it opening up like a flower and a certain citrusy fruit, but yeah, this finale kind of got weird. But yeah, noticing that the Maho girls were sharing memories rather than just living out their own things, Kronos got pissy that they were breaking his rules and created new bonds and memories rather than just remembering the good old days exactly as they were. Thus, he tried to separate them in every sense. Fortunately though, Kota did have a way out for them by recreating the same thing she did with Hisui, by creating new lives that would be able to carry on their own will and escape from Kronos' grasp. However, she had a hard time recreating the process as Kronos was already literally pulling them apart. And as it turned out, it was because they actually needed to pull a Nier Automata and essentially delete their entire save files, or rather memories, in order to get the true ending to their story. Of course, they were initially against this, as really the only reason Kota was able to come back to them was thanks to Io completely flipping the script on them, but of course, Mirai was confident that like how Kota remembered all the other forms she took on along with Hisui, they'd also remember each other somehow. With that, Kota became Mother Rapapa again, and I guess created a couple of new lives to carry on Mirai and Riko's memories, which were these brunette girls who kind of looked like the legit daughters of the two, as if the lesbianisms were already kind of on the nose with the show. But yeah, so like, are we going from the end of Evangelion to all of a sudden Aidion, or, oh wait, the episode's over? Okay.
I'm so confused.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not exactly sure what to feel about this episode. I mean, obviously, the whole fight sequence was just an awesome Sakuga fest that deserves all the praise, but everything else just started to feel like a bit of a Gainax ending. I'm certainly hoping that the final episode is going to wrap things up nicely, but boy howdy, do they have a lot to wrap up. I think the series has made me realize what I both love and hate about Isao Murayama's writing, in that when he's given free range, he tends to pile on a ton of plot points that he does try to resolve and can lead to some great endings, but by that same token, he does kind of make his stories a little overly esoteric. Like, I do try to follow this stuff as much as I can, but at some point, it just becomes a little too much to try and keep track of it all. Now, of course, this is a case of your mileage may vary, but at some point, especially when you reach Gainax ending levels, you really should cap things off. Now, of course, obviously, this isn't the end because we still got one more episode to go, but now there's a lot to wrap up between Io to Hisui to Yamo, who again, I hope there was a point to him seemingly betraying the Mahou girls. And of course, then there's said main girls themselves. It's like, I'm not even sure if, ironically enough, they'll have enough time to wrap things up next week in a satisfying manner. I'm certainly hoping it does, as this penultimate episode at least more than satisfied my action and Sakuga itch with just a great final stand against an imposing enemy like Kronos. That alone made this overall really enjoyable episode to watch, but as a story, I think Murayama might have overplayed his cards a little. We'll see whether or not that's the case next week, but yeah, I guess the only thing I can really say at this point is, well, at least no one turned into Tang. Congratulations for watching all of this, and if you need anything else to clear your head, well, really, you can just watch anything else. I mean, we'd certainly appreciate it if you watch some of our other videos, but after an episode like this, I think a nap would actually work a little better. Still, do wake up tomorrow for an idle Precure review, and until then, though, farewell for now, my friends, and, yeah, that's good enough.